All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Jacob's Journey. Um, we want you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow our channel today, so if you're new here, you're in for a treat. If you're returning, you're also in here for a treat. So welcome. And uh, like always, these are just my beliefs alone. No way, shape, or form do they impact this video or YouTube. So, um, that being said, today we are going to be talking about Kanye West. Um, is he crazy or not? You know, I mean, uh, we try to keep an open mind here on Jacob's Journey and try to just make you think a little bit, right? Than what everybody, the media, the news, are telling us to think, right? And they're that's their job, is to persuade you one way or another, right? But we have our own opinion. So, um, before we dive into the whole Kanye West thing, I want to talk a bit about Harley Passionack, right? 50 years old, Canadian personal trainer, motivational speaker, and author. Okay, he is known for working with many celebrity clients as a personal trainer, and he is the Four Seasons global fitness advisor. So he's over all Four Season hotels worldwide. I guess I don't even know what that job entails, but it's probably a whole lot of stuff. Right now, Harley Passionack is or was Kanye's personal trainer. Right, many with other celebrities, high A-list celebrities he's with too, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, recently Kanye West was at a rap concert in Sacramento, California, and had was doing this thing up there, right? And then midway, I guess he stopped and talked about politics and um, making America great again, and the media lied to us, and Hillary Clinton lied to them. And by the way, you know, I don't have speaking of Hillary Clinton, I don't have 58 friends that have committed suicide. So just saying, it's kind of crazy. All right, but that's another bit in all itself, right? But we'll do one on her. Okay, don't you worry about it. Anyway, then 2 days later, after Kanye uh made that on stage, right? Little spiel. 2 days later, he was hospitalized, right? The story goes, I'm gonna put a picture of it. That Kanye and Harley were out on a jog, and Kanye fell out and was at the hospital on like 7 different meds: benzoline, lithium, sleeping pills, ozanabine. I don't even know what these are. News reports have said that Kanye had a profound psychiatric episode. So that's kind of funny. West, over time, has told a very different story about what he had said in Sacramento. Harley Passionack was trying to shut him up. Passionack, he said, was not simply a trainer, but instead an agent of ideological control. Passionack's job was to keep West from straying from the script, and he was willing to use powerful drugs to do it. All right. Now, that's what was said, but very few people took what Kanye claimed seriously. In fact, it was that exact thing a crazy person would say: a trainer drugged me, right? But think about this, and you're a famous person, right? And you're fit. You want to be fit, right? Everybody wants to be fit and whatever, right? Okay, so you hire a personal trainer, okay? So you've got all these A-list celebrities, right? That, they have the same trainer, right? So if you wanted to control some people, Okay, what better way to do it than that is a way inside their house, right? Into their life. Okay, so you could watch them, observe them, right? I mean, you're there I don't know how many times a week. You know what I mean? So, they wouldn't suspect it, you know. I'm just saying, maybe not, but um now shortly after this, Kanye posted um picture of a text message exchange that he and Harley Passionate that stated that Kanye better stop saying, and I quote, crazy stuff. In other words, he'd better get back on script or else he would be severely punished. Second option, if you don't shut up, is that they'll institutionalize you again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. So this guy's using his kids, you know what I mean? Saying that play date just won't be the same. I'm going to put a picture of the text up too. Now, Harley has not denied these text messages to Kanye. Is there a more sinister threat than messing with somebody's family and their kids? Now, keep in mind that this guy from Kanye trainer, this is from his trainer, right? It's not a physician. This guy, he hired him to help him do squats, right? So does the trainer at the gym talk to you like this? It's kind of funny that Harley once worked with the Canadian military as well, where he participated in experiments that measured the effect of various drugs on a human mind. Now, keep in mind, now we're talking about a trainer here who's ex-military, okay, and specializing in drugs and what that effect does on the human mind. So just think about that, right? So he knows, obviously, what kind of drugs he can use to manipulate people and how they work, right? Is that training relevant to this story? We don't know. We do know that based on this text exchange, which again, okay, Harley Passionate has not said is not true or fake, on the basis of that law enforcement agency definitely ought to be looking into this a little closely at Harley Passionate, okay, who, by the way, apparently has dozens of other celebrity clients, some of whom seem to be responding to the text messages too. But why is nobody investigating this? That alone ought to tell somebody something, right? I mean, you got this guy out here, with the text messages and saying all kind of crazy stuff, right? Now, we know from MK Ultra and Dr. Jolly, which if you guys go back and you can see, I didn't do one on Dr. Jolly, but you could look that up yourself. But MK Ultra, I made a video on that, but you could go back and look at it. But pretty much, we know the government does do some shady stuff, you know what I mean, with mind control and drugs, all right? And I'm going to try to throw up some clients right now that he's working with right now. So, like I said, these are all A-list clients, and, a lot of them are pretty famous. You know what I'm saying? They make a lot of money. Anyway, and Harley, most of his clients, I'm not going to say most, some of them, have died in mysterious circumstances. Okay. Brittany Murphy, I'm going to put a picture of her up. You guys remember her? 2009, the autopsy results say that she died of pneumonia and iron deficiency. Okay? The pastor Nick claimed that Brittany's husband, who then died shortly thereafter as well, had hired him to work with Brittany Murphy. So that's very interesting, right? Um, you got Brittany Murphy dead, right? And then you got her husband, which I kind of looked into that too. A lot of people are saying that it's her husband was suspicious in that too, right? But a few months later he dies, right? I mean, after saying that, man, we just hired this guy, or whatever. Now I don't know if he made any accusations towards Harley or not, but I mean, facts show he's dead. So, and then you got Mac Miller, right? Everybody knows Mac Miller. I'm gonna put a picture of him up. I don't know if y'all remember. He's 26-year-old rapper, right? Who died also of an accidental drug overdose. Pastor Nick had the page 6 that he was just about to see Miller. Miller was just about to walk into his studios on the day that he died, and he said, quote, I was mid-session with someone expecting him to show up about 45 minutes later. Okay? All right, people. He never showed up. Okay? He died. All right, now he was guess who his personal trainer was? That's right. All right, then you got Aaron Carter. All right, so to connect the dots with you, because this one was always bothered me the most. This was on the very same day that Kanye West tweeted about Harley's tweets to him about the text messages, right? And Aaron Carter responded to Kanye West, and he said, yo, Kanye, let's talk, man to man, unquote. They never had that talk, because no less than 48 hours later, Carter was dead. Okay? Carter was dead. He died at his home in Lancaster, California, at the age of 34, and his body was found in the bathtub by his housekeeper. And the L.A. coroner medical examiner's coroner, and you guys know if you're reading Chaos that what they rule these deaths means absolutely nothing compared to what the facts are said. And it was just accidental. He drowned after he wanted to speak to Kanye West about the Harvey Pasternak messages. And it bothers me because everyone is quick to call Kanye crazy without listening to his side of things. And he was told us many times who and what made him crazy, who hospitalized him, threatened him, and gave him a cocktail of medicine. Like I said, when you need that book, you understand Jolly West, quite literally, as a part of a CIA program, said that they had successfully found a cocktail of drugs which could give people mental illnesses. If they needed them to forget something, they needed them to stop doing something, they could just give them a cocktail of drugs and it would be over. Now let's look at Harley's Pasternak's. Now he's a trainer, people. Okay, so am I saying that he is liable for all these deaths? No, I'm not. But I am saying it is real suspicious, right? It's worth looking into. You know what I mean? What do I think? I think, in conclusion, I think that, there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in the music industry / Hollywood, right? Everybody knows they got some weird stuff going on, right? And the music industry is just another playground for them, right? I think they are manipulating these actors, the um, the artist, right, into channeling what they want to say to the media and what they want us to do, kind of, follow the line here, right? So, um, if you got Kanye out there saying that I love to wear a blue T-shirt, you know what I mean? Same thing with designer stuff, right? I mean, they wear this designer stuff at the Grammys and just weird stuff, and then it costs thousands of dollars just trying to play people. But I want you guys to think, come up with your own conclusion, look at the facts, okay, of what's going on, okay. If Aaron Carter, right, if you got somebody, right, that pass out from a drug overdose, right, nobody's gonna bat an eye, okay. All right. Oh, well, yeah, he shouldn't have been on drugs, right? If I wanted to kill somebody, okay, and yeah, I'm gonna stage it to where it looks accidental. You know what I'm saying? A drowning, um, a drug overdose, right? You could probably do that. Everybody knows, everybody in Hollywood's on coke, right? So, I mean, you could easily get away with stuff like that. Just to let you know what kind of enemy we're dealing with. Back in the 1970s, right? The CIA had to come before Congress and present. They had a firearm that the bullets were made out of water, frozen nitrogen, right? And this gun shot ice missiles, or bullets, if you will, right? That had some liquid in there that would inject you and to cause you to have a seizure, heart attack symptom, right? It would kill you, but it would look like you just had a heart attack, all right? Now, the CIA presented this to Congress and said that we don't use this no more, but, that was in the 1970s, people, all right? So, I mean, I'm trying to find a picture of that up, too. But that's kind of what we're dealing with, right? If you say some stuff, you get out of line they don't like, they could erase you. They could, hell, I don't know, probably clone you, bring another one back, right? That one might fall into what they want and do what they tell them to do. So they can pretty much control you. And when the artists or whoever, these people, they don't like it, and they start speaking up, and that's when things start happening to them. So it's a sad world we live in, but that's what's going on, I feel. So, Jacob's Journey, let's help each other rather than hurt each other. I'm out.